It will often be useful to round some fraction to the nearest whole number. And remember, by nearest, we really mean nearest. So for example, if I told you round 19/5 to the nearest whole number, one way you could do that would be to draw a number line showing the fifths by dividing each unit into 5 equal parts. Then count out 19 of them and look and see what whole number is that closest to. Looking at this picture, it's easy to see that this number is closest to 4 among all the whole numbers. So if I round 19/5 to the nearest whole number, I get 4. All right, how else could we have done this? When we're rounding a whole number to some place, the first question we asked ourselves was, what two numbers is it between? We'll ask ourselves that here. Fortunately, we have this specialized way of writing fractions that lets us easily see what two whole numbers the fraction is between, namely mixed number notation. So we'll divide 5 into 19. 5 goes into 1 not at all. 5 goes into 19 3 times, because 3 times 5 is 15, with 4 left over. So 19/5 is equal to 3 4/5. So far, so good. What's the answer to my question then? 19/5 is between 3 and the next whole number, 4. But I don't want to round it only up or only down. I want to round it to the nearest whole number. So my second question is, which whole number is 19/5 closer to? Let's look at that picture again. The distance between my 19/5 and 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4/5. This is the fraction part of this mixed number. Meanwhile, the distance between my 19/5 and 4 is 1/5. How would I get 1/5? Well, 1/5 is what I get when I take 1 minus 4/5. So the distance to the smaller whole number is the fraction part of the mixed number. And the distance to the larger whole number is 1 minus that fraction. So to round to the nearest whole number, we see which of those is less, and round to whichever one is closer. And in this way, we can avoid drawing the picture and seeing what we're closer to. And we can also deal with cases where maybe it's not as easy to spot. So let's say we wanted to round 38/7 to the nearest whole number. Well, first we'll write it as a mixed number. 7 goes into 38 5 times, since 5 times 7 is 35, with 3 left over. So 38/7 is 5 and 3/7, which is between 5 and 6. Our next step is to check the distances. The distance from 5 and 3/7 to 5 is just 3/7. The distance from 5 and 3/7 to 6 is 1 minus 3/7. That is 7/7 minus 3/7, or 4/7. And then we just choose the closer whole number. Since 3/7 is smaller than 4/7, 38/7 is closer to 5. 38/7 rounded to the nearest whole number rounds to 5. I'm going to give you one of these to try as well. Round 83/11ths to the nearest whole number. Pause the video and try this now. Alright, first we want to write it as a mixed number. So we'll divide 11 into 83, which I think goes 7 times. 7 times 11 is 77. Subtracting, I need to borrow. 13 minus 7 is 6. So this is 7 remainder 6. 83/11ths is 7 and 6/11ths. My fraction part is 6/11ths. I'll compare that to 1 minus 6/11ths, which is 11/11ths minus 6/11ths, which is 5/11. 6/11ths is bigger, so 83/11ths is closer to 8 than to 7, and so we round it to 8.